Batman animated series. This is actually episode 56 of season 1, so we are really at the closing marks because there's a two-parter with Ra's al Ghul. This is called See No Evil. This is the Invisible Man episode, dude with a suit, right? Probably a bottom tier episode, to be perfectly honest with you folks. But I wanted to at least kind of go through this with you and point out some things I think are actually kind of interesting. That, again, it makes it superior to other shows because they find nuances. So the episode starts with this little girl, right? And she's basically got the invisible friend. Her name is Kimmy. Her friend is Mojo, and it's about a locket around her neck, and stuffed animals are moving around, and Kimmy's talking to Mojo, blah, blah, blah. The mom comes in, like, well, who are you talking to? I'm talking to Mojo. You mean I miss Mojo? Yeah, Mom, you miss Mojo, right? Well, then we cut to this sequence. It's a restroom sequence, and you see some things happening here with the briefcase and this suit. So this person's putting on their suit, and again, we're being introduced to this character, which, by the way, I did not know. So Lloyd Ventrix is the name of the character, but he's voiced by Michael Gross, who you guys know from Family Ties and, of course, Bert in Tremors. So Michael Gross doing some voice work as well. They always have the best people doing voice work. It's amazing. So the sequence of events here is a quick robbery sequence where he's going around this room. He's basically taking watches. There's a shot of him taking some jewelry, diamonds, watches off of people, and then he actually even grabs the security guard's guns as he's kind of headed out the door. He's pushing people aside. Here's a nice, but see, look at that. Look at how. So it could have stayed very generic, but look at how they do it. They're going to pull the camera back. They add detail to the carpet. Look at the detail in the carpet. Different. The carpet, of course, has blue with spots, then a black runner. There's more of this dark brownish maroon down the middle, and then again, so you can see intricate details where they put color dots and things like that on these like jewelry cases and things like that. There's scribbles on this board. I just want you to think about what we get with some of our comic books and some of our shows where there's just so little attention to detail. Anyway. So the fight goes outside, and this is actually kind of funny because Batman comes around the corner, and he has a quick sort of like warning, and when he does, this construction guy is there eating his food, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And then of course, let me see if I can get I'll play a little bit of volume here. I think that was great. So. It's a very Looney Tunes moment that kids are going to love, and it doesn't really derail the show. It doesn't really make it goofy and silly. It just kind of gives a moment of like what's going on, and then of course you saw already because I went past it, but you saw that he grabs the mortar spade and throws it at Batman. So he's invisible. So of course the guy freaks out. It's like, holy crap. Now he's walked onto wet cement, so he's making footprints. Batman grabs this paint and slings it on him, which is fine because and you hear him talk for the first time. And then he grabs his like a mechanism on his watch. He pushes some buttons. It kind of burns itself off. He's invisible again, and he makes it escape. And then later we see him. Now I want to say this: his design is terrible. I'm sorry. His design is just an amalgam of the Two-Face design, right? It's Harvey. And they kind of gave him like these different spots on his cheeks and exaggerated some different features and things like that. But it's just a very generic design. Yeah. So that was kind of a letdown. And you have sort of this interaction now with him. And look at the difference, though, of how different he looks here. With the mom and him. Sorry, I need to back up because we need to finish that scene because it's important. So this is this back and forth about stay away from Kimmy. He's a criminal. He's been a criminal. Restraining order, stay away kind of thing. Again, 1992, where that was easy to do. Now, courts kind of lean toward letting dads at least have some sort of relationship with him. But I love the fact that there was commentary on this, right? Because it would have been easy to just keep glossing over the fact that he's an estranged dad and he's a thief and whatever, playing kind of like a boogeyman type thing to have some kind of fun, goofy imaginary friend with his daughter, but we end up with like sort of like a custody battle kind of unpacking here, at least a little bit. And I think this is where Agenda was in the 1990s. It was not on its sleeve. It was not, hey kids, are you at home with just your mom? Are you? It's none of that. It's not, she's being the protective mom. He's a thief and a criminal. It's just, it creates a dynamic. It creates a strange family, things that can be related to without having to get overblown with some type of messaging. And literally, I talked longer than that probably was in the actual episode, just so you guys know. Then we kind of cut to Bruce, who's doing some legwork with Lucius, trying to figure out the tech, because obviously, I knew about this tech. And of course, Batman knows. So he's figuring out who's got the tech, who was studying the tech. The one guy had died, so he's tracing it back to who's working on it now. And in doing so, he's picking up the breadcrumbs to where he would live, right? So he's doing the sort of like the trail back to Ventrix, but he runs across the wife. She realizes the daughter has an imaginary friend and realizes, oh crap, and he took her. So she was just there. He was just there, and he took the baby, and they're missing. And she's freaking out because she doesn't want to go with the invisible person. He shows his face. He said, "I'm your dad." So she doesn't even know he's a dad. That's how strange that she's kept Lloyd from the kid. So it is kind of this. So this is one of these things where, in today's culture, they would spin their wheels here with the villain and make us try to be empathetic to this whole situation. And in the cartoon here in the 90s, we focus more on just this is the situation that's going on, and allow for the morality to kind of play itself out, so to speak. Let's see. I like the fact that she's not exactly in danger. It's like I know they probably were under some serious restrictions on what they could and couldn't do with her. Batman, of course, showing up is always super cool, of course, and he ends up he throws. By the way, why were these not bat shaped? They're like regular ninja stars. I thought that was actually like, I know my brain works like that. I'm like, I actually paused it and was like, why does he have ninja stars? And I know we just came off a samurai episode, but I'm like, no. Those should be little bat symbols. Okay. And I kept moving. So anyway, he hits the water tower. The water comes down, showers on him. So he's able to see him to fight and win. Right. And there was so the other plot point was the suit itself has like a negative effect on the biochemistry of the person wearing the suit. So it kind of makes them crazier and crazier. It can hurt them and kill them, whatever. And that was the other kind of like subplot to give you some sort of sense of time lanes and constraints and urgency and those kinds of things. Then you have sort of like a quick reunion. And what was really cute with that was, who you talking to, honey? I'm talking with Batman. So earlier when the mom was talking with Batman, Batman got what he needed, his information. He just did his ninja trick and just disappeared. So this time when it's played out, the kid who feels like she's not always listened to because of the invisible friend story, now I was talking to Batman. He was really there, Mom. I know. And then you get a Batman shot. Oh, come on now. Come on, computer. Give me there. Oh, there it goes. There's a Batman shot. Still messed it up, didn't I? There it is. You always get stuff like this that just makes you just go, joy, happiness, proper representation of the character that I love. The mythology that actually lives on properly. Thank you so much. Batman Animated Series, everybody. Even in a pretty generic, I don't want to say a filler episode, but nothing of any real major consequence, right? Just Batman taking care of business, right? But they do mix in some elements I think that are interesting. So bottom tier type episode, but also not always, not terrible. I am Pops, everybody.